Well, we're all here for caramelized onions, a very lengthy process but a rewarding outcome. I'm the chef in the back pocket, and I'm going to show you how to make this treat in this video. I like to caramelize my onions with a mixture, so 1 large red onion and 1 large white onion. We make some simple preparations by removing the top end of the onion as well as the base, then cutting into half and removing the outer layer or the skin of the onion. Now, it's been alleged that caramelized onion actually stems from French cuisine, and a typical French cut is called lyonnaise, in which you make spiral cuts around the onion. Now, to best explain this, your knife basically starts at an angle, and as you reach the center of the onion, your knife blade becomes straight. It's always good to make small incisions if you're just beginning or learning this cut, and as you reach half of the onion, you can lay it down flat and repeat back the process if it's much easier for you. So as seen here, our knife starts at an angle at the board, and as you reach the middle, it slowly becomes a 90-degree angle, and then on the flip side, it reverses. Our next example of preparing your onions is just simply well slicing and making julienne cuts. It needs to be noted that your onion should be at the same width so that it promotes equal cooking time. Now for the actual cooking, you're going to need about 1/4 cup of oil, 1 teaspoon of lemon zest, and 1 teaspoon of dried thyme. Now I prefer to use a non-stick pot as well as a rubber spatula. Over medium heat, we add the oil to the pot. An easy way to test the temperature is just simply well adding 1 single piece of onion into the pot, and you want a nice little sizzle. Not too hot, but just a nice sizzle. If all is well, we then add our onions in. You want a wide and deep enough pot that will allow you to maneuver with the onions as you stir. We then season the pot with about ½ tablespoon of salt, and we continue to stir and then cover with a tightly fitted lid. We'll cover it with a lid because we want to pull out some of the moisture out of the onions as well as allow them to soften. After 10 minutes, we remove the lid and you see that the onions have begun to shrink in size. We then stir the onions and then we spread them out, allowing the bottom ones to caramelize, and we repeat the process till it's nice and brown. Now, I like to set a timer for every 10 minutes, and as it gets darker, I reduce that timer by 2 minutes. After the first 10 minutes, you can see some caramelization beginning to happen. We'll then reduce the heat to low and allow some slow cooking to happen. Now, just as before, we repeat the process. We stir and spread and allow the ones at the base to caramelize. After about 30 minutes of continuing the process, you can see the real magic beginning to happen. The sugars found in the onions are being drawn out and allowing caramelization to happen. Now, caramelized onions are actually fantastic to eat by themselves, or they're a great accompaniment to such as burgers, quick flatbreads, quick pizzas, stuff like that. Caramelized onions can be stored in your refrigerator for up to 2 to 3 weeks in an airtight container. As the onions begin to get darker, now more than ever, you need to keep an eye on this as they will burn. After an hour and 15 minutes, you'll be left with some nice caramelized onions. At this part, we then add our lime zest as well as our dried thyme. You can use fresh thyme, but it's what's available to you. We then thoroughly incorporate, remove from the heat, and put into our bowl and allow to cool. And voila, we have our caramelized onions. As usual, if you like the contents of this video, please subscribe, like and share, and comment on how you'll be using your caramelized onions. And I'll see you next time on Chef in the Back Pocket.